help optimize the schedule and help with the planning of the construction early on. We have a typical schedule over here, right? Pages after pages of the Gantt charts. Our customers not necessarily understanding properly what that means. And the 4D model, which we are using as a tool for communicating this, is a much more easy to understand, a much easier to understand way of communicating that schedule, communicating that plan, making sure that our customers really understand what our plan is. They say the image is worth 1,000 words. I'm not sure how many words is worth the animation or actual model, because it's really the model. We are extracting animations just for communication purposes, but reality is we are able to analyze it from every angle, and especially our superintendents and schedulers are able to do it on a much better scale. So here's an example of the Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, Nebraska. We had a couple challenges with this project. You can see that the red lines identify the existing railroad tracks. When we got the site, they were still active, but there was a plan that they're going to be relocated at some point. And of course, the outline, blue outline, represents the size of the arena. It doesn't fit, right? So the initial reaction of our customer was, let's delay start of the construction until these railroad tracks are relocated, and we can then in uninterrupted way construct the arena. And initial design was basically supporting that kind of a approach, but we have looked with our design team together and analyzed what if we would approach it differently, what if we would build a hybrid structure where we shrink down the span of the main roof trusses from 300 to roughly 240 feet, I believe, and add the concourses as an addition after the relocation of the railroad tracks happens. So obviously that kind of a concept on a Gantt chart is really hard to understand by our customers. So we have produced the 4D models to support that message and communicate it with them and convince them that this is a viable plan. It will allow you to open the arena a year earlier, and we can do it. Up here you can see the time frame when the railroad tracks are actually being relocated, and the main structure is already built. And continues. As you can see, we have delivered that arena even 5 weeks ahead of that 1-year acceleration schedule through various optimizations of the schedule, second optimized plan. Here's another example from the US Bank Stadium. It was quite challenging because we had the existing stadium on the same site, and we had the ultimate delivery of 2016-2017 season, and there was basically no design in 2013. So we had like 3 plans, right? 3 top different design schemes that our customer were considering, and at the 2013 we didn't know which direction it will go. So through various planning exercises, they finally decided that the best idea is to go with the scheme 1. But the deadline is looming over the project, so they were super eager to start the construction. So the customer's idea was, let's start the construction in October 2013. Let's cut all those last season activities, those Monster Truck Madness shows and all that stuff, and start construction as soon as possible. But you know, we have analyzed the schedule, we have analyzed the site, and said, you know what, Mr. Customer, maybe that's not necessarily maybe that's not necessary. Maybe you can start construction a little bit later, because our ultimate point of conflict is the demolition of the existing stadium. And we have analyzed it, created 2 variances of the schedule, created two different 4D models to kind of support it. And as you can see, we have explained through that exercise that in 2014, around November, right, both schedules, the start in October and start in January, will actually converge, and we're going to be ultimately able to deliver the stadium at the 2016-2017 season. What that means to our customer is that they were able to use the facility for a few more months, having a few more venues, revenue continue to be added to the project, right? Here are a couple screenshots showing the comparison between the webcam and the 4D model. And as you can see, the schedule is matching our expectations. Currently, we are on track. I'm getting some feedback that a little bit ahead of a schedule, but let's not jinx it, right?
Yeah, we don't promise anything at this point.
So here we are, October 2015, taken a few days before this conference. We are basically enclosed, waiting for a new winter season in Minnesota to start, and being able to work in a nice condition rather than in a winter storms, right? So great success on the utilization of the 4D modeling technique to help plan our projects.